Alright guys, so we're going to talk about the infamous Nitto Ridge Grappler. As you can see right here, these tires got about 25 to 30,000 miles. If you can notice, there's still some good tread in there. It is getting kind of slick, but we'll talk about that here in a minute. If you notice, this aggressive sidewall also is very unique to the Nitto Ridge Grappler. This is a 285/55 R20. Now this is E-rated tire, and this is obviously a Nitto, which is a USA made tire. So if you're looking for products or tires that are made in the US, definitely look at Nitto. It's a very sexy, handsome tire. I've got an E-rated tire for the purposes of towing my trailer. Now I will say, when I first got the tires, they were amazing. They were quiet, they were smooth on the road, they had good wet weather traction. After about 10,000, 15,000 miles broke in, I started to gain more noise, and they weren't as smooth as before. And my truck calls for 51 PSI, and it came with BFG KO2s, which I'm also not a fan of because they just don't have any wet weather traction. Although for an all-terrain it is quieter, but then again, it was a D-rated tire. Back to the Nittos. My disappointment was when we took a camping trip up to the Smoky Mountains, and we had to put the truck into four-wheel drive in order to get traction with these tires, and they were fairly new, and it caused for a very white-knuckled, unsafe trip, I felt like. So we haven't really towed with the camper since, and the truck has been set up and outfitted with, you know, KYB shocks, and we had sumo springs and all that. So, you know, it wasn't really the truck, it was, I felt the tires were losing traction going up some of these you know, 8th grade inclines up through the Smokies or Appalachians, and it's just not fun, especially when it's pouring rain. You can't see anything. But I will say, on dry pavement, they did great. We inflated them up to 75 pounds or PSI, and they did great. Then we minimized the sway. I've noticed a great improvement, and everything was good. And side note is, you can call Nitto directly, tell them your year, make, and model of vehicle, and they will recommend a PSI rating for your tires depending on the size of tire you get. But if you notice here, we've got about